The observation deck overlooked the training arena like a throne room of judgment. Ambassador Threxgal stood with 3 claws pressed against the reinforced glass, his chitinous plates clicking nervously as he watched the small human walk into the containment field below. "This is madness," he hissed through his translator. "That creature killed Warrior Prime Zekthor in under 3 seconds. Snapped his reinforced vertebrae like dried fungus." The human, Lyra, her identification badge read, carried nothing but a worn leather satchel. No plasma restraints. No neural dampeners. No combat armor. Just soft fabric covering softer flesh, and a smile that seemed criminally out of place. In the center of the arena, Rin waited. The apex cub was a nightmare rendered in scales and fury. Even in adolescence, it stood 3 meters at the shoulder, its 6 eyes glowing with predatory intelligence. Its species had evolved on a death world that made Earth look like a pleasure garden. They were apex predators from birth, engineered by evolution to kill anything that moved. The Galactic Council had classified them as weapon-grade fauna. Untamable, untrainable, unsurvivable. Rin had been captured as an egg, an illegal trophy from a frontier world. When it hatched, it had killed its smuggler. Then the containment crew. Then the specialists. Then Zekthor, the finest beastmaster in 3 sectors. 14 deaths in 6 months. Lyra approached the force field boundary. "Protocols demand," Threxgal began. "Protocols are why everyone keeps dying." Another human voice interrupted. Director Chen stood beside him, arms crossed. "We've tried dominance. We've tried fear. We've tried sedation." Lyra suggested something different. "What could possibly?" The force field dropped at Rin's head, snapped toward Lyra with predatory precision. Its throat rumbled, a sound that vibrated through the observation deck's reinforced walls. Every ambassador took an involuntary step back. Lyra didn't flinch. "Hello, Rin," she said softly. Her voice carried through the arena's acoustics, gentle as morning rain. "I'm told you've been having a hard time." Rin charged. 4,000 kilograms of muscle and rage exploded across the arena floor. Claws that could shred durasteel tore trenches in the permacrete. The cub's roar shook dust from the observation deck ceiling. Threxgal's translator emitted a distress wail. Several ambassadors turned away, unable to watch another death. Lyra stood perfectly still. 20 meters. 10. 5. Rin's claws were raised. Its multiple jaws opened to reveal rows of crystal-sharp teeth designed to pierce combat armor. Its eyes locked onto the human's throat, and then it stopped. 3 meters away, the apex cub froze mid-lunge. Its nostrils flared, processing the human's scent. Its eyes darted across Lyra's face, searching for the fear smell, the aggression hormones, the violence markers that had defined every previous interaction. They found none. Lyra tilted her head slightly. "You're scared," she said. Not a question. A simple observation, delivered without judgment. Rin's rumble changed pitch, confusion bleeding into the threat display. "Everyone who comes in here wants to control you," Lyra continued, taking one slow step forward. "They want to break you, make you submit, turn you into a weapon or a trophy. Another step. But you're not a weapon. You're a baby who got stolen from your world, and you're terrified." The cub's muscles tensed. A warning growl rippled through its chest. Lyra stopped advancing. Instead, she sat down. Right there on the cold arena floor, she crossed her legs and set her satchel beside her. The gesture was so unexpected, so vulnerably foolish, that Rin's predatory instincts short-circuited. Prey didn't sit. Threats didn't lower their guard. Trainers didn't make themselves smaller. "You killed those people because you were scared," Lyra said, maintaining eye contact with a steadiness that seemed insane to every observer above. "Because they came at you with weapons and restraints and dominance displays. Because in your world, everything is a threat or food, and you had to choose." She paused. "I'm choosing to be neither." Rin circled her slowly, heads weaving, testing. One wrong move, one spike of adrenaline, and those jaws would close around her skull. Lyra began unpacking her satchel. She pulled out a datapad and began reading, utterly relaxed. As if a murder machine wasn't circling 3 meters away, calculating kill trajectories with 6-eye precision. Minutes passed. Then an hour. Rin never attacked. Instead, the cub settled onto its haunches, still watching, still coiled with potential violence. But no longer advancing. Humans have been training predators for 30,000 years, Lyra said eventually, not looking up from her datapad. Wolves that could tear out our throats. Cats that saw us as prey. Birds that could pierce our eyes. We didn't survive by being the strongest or fastest or most dangerous. She turned a page. We survived by being patient. By understanding that fear and aggression are symptoms, not solutions. Rin's rumbling had quieted to something almost inquisitive. Lyra finally looked up and met all 6 of the cub's eyes. I'm not here to train you, Rin. I'm here to prove you don't need training. You need trust. She extended one hand, palm down, fingers loose. And trust starts with a choice. Your choice. The apex cub stared at the hand, that fragile collection of bones and flesh that could snap like kindling. Every instinct, every evolutionary imperative screamed at it to attack. Instead, Rin leaned forward and sniffed. The human scent was strange. No fear markers, no aggression pheromones. Just calm. Just presence. Just peace. Rin lowered its head slightly to eye in the observation deck. Threxgale's translator remained silent. Words had failed to capture what was happening. Lyra smiled and withdrew her hand. Good, she said. That's enough for today. Tomorrow, if you want, I'll come back and we can just exist in the same space again. No pressure. No expectations. Just 2 people sharing air. She stood slowly, packed her satchel, and turned her back on the apex cub. The gesture every combat manual screamed against. The vulnerability that should have triggered an instant kill response. Rin watched her walk to the arena exit and did nothing. Lyra paused at the doorway and glanced back. See you tomorrow, Rin. The force field reactivated behind her. I in the observation deck. Ambassador Threxgale found his voice. That's impossible. Apex predators don't respond to patience. Director Chin smiled. Don't understand kindness? She shook her head. You keep thinking of them as weapons. Humans learned a long time ago that the most dangerous creatures in the universe aren't the ones born to kill. They're the ones who've forgotten they have a choice not to. Below, Rin remained sitting in the center of the arena, heads tilted, making a sound no one had ever heard an apex produce before, something almost like curiosity. The next morning, when Lyra returned with nothing but her satchel and that same gentle smile, Rin was waiting at the arena entrance. This time, the cub took only 30 minutes to settle beside her by the end of the week. Rin rested its largest head in Lyra's lap while she read aloud from Earth's ancient stories, tales of wolves who became dogs, of predators who chose companionship over conquest, of wild hearts that learned trust was stronger than fear. The galaxy watched in stunned silence as a human did what every advanced civilization had deemed impossible. She didn't break the monster. She befriended it.